All right, good morning, everybody. KB5 MIQ Big Boy. Got a new video we're going to try for the week. We're going to troubleshoot an antenna I'm having trouble with. I've got a Hustler 5BTV vertical, ground-mounted vertical in my backyard. Had the antenna a long time, had good luck with it over the years. Had it up and down a lot, hadn't used it all the time. I'm trying to remember exactly how long I've had the antenna. I'm thinking I had it when I was still a novice technician, because I swear I made a contact on my old 701 and I had a dipole up, that antenna up, and I switched them and got the comparison of the two. But anyway, that's kind of beside the point. Got it up now. I had made a way to connect it with an SO239 years ago, and it worked great for a long time. And it got old, it got kind of messed up, so I took it off the other day, took it down, and I had never put the capacitance hat on it. Hey, Ham Radio Cat, Aaron, #1 fan, old buddy. Ham Radio Cat just showed up. Hey, buddy. Anyway, put it back up, and I got in here, and you're not supposed to have to use a tuner with that antenna. And just out of habit, I hit my tuner on 40, and man, it like it never tuned. It just ground and ground and ground for about 30 seconds. I thought, that's odd. So I took the tuner out of the loop, hooked the antenna directly to the radio, and the SWR is off the chart on every band. Whoop, crap, I got a problem. Well, DLX, HKV, and myself discussed the other night. They both kind of thinking I've got a feedline problem, so that's what we're going to start troubleshooting today. And this video is going to be started stopped a lot. I apologize, I'm not good with audio visual yet, so I am going to show you my feed through where I've got my pass through coming into my shack. And I checked my other antennas and they all check infinity, no shorts. This one's showing 150, 200 ohms resistance across it. And it should be showing anything, because you know on the bottom of those things they're fed center conductor and over the insulated to the side of the ground. So we'll go outside, take it off, we're going to check the feed line where it comes through the house, and then I'm going to check my connector coming through the house. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this old school with nothing but a standard multimeter. Now, I'm going to purchase a Nano VNA, HKV and DLX have both got them and swear by them. I hadn't done it yet. The biggest reason is small touchscreen technology with these big old fumble fingers I'm not good with. I'm probably going to end up with one, but not yet. But my background is electrician. And even though I'm a retired machinist, I worked as an electrical part of Red River for a good while. And I've always said I'm a lot better electrician than I was a machinist anyway. But I'm not board type electrician. I can't work on circuit boards. But I did residential commercial, went to school to be a residential commercial electrician. I taught at that school several years later for a couple of semesters. I worked for a contractor part-time for a year, run my own business for about 8 years, doing wiring houses, doing light commercial work. Electrician in the Air Force Reserve, and actually supervisor over the shop at one time. Not telling you, I'm just giving you my background, not bragging, just giving you my background where I'm coming up with this. And a good basic knowledge of electricity will help you more in this hobby, especially homebrewing antennas and dealing with antennas and anything you'll ever do. And a simple digital multimeter will bail you out of more jams than you can believe. Now, the antenna analyzers are great, especially if you're an experimenter and you're trying to put something up, and it makes it easier for you to tell out there where to trim it before you put it up. And I'm eventually going to end up with one. But background on the 5BTV Hustler vertical, the instructions say you can run it ground mounted with or without radials. Elevated has to have radials. Earlier videos I've talked about this antenna. I had it to ground one time, had every radial on it. Looked like a rabid gopher had run through my backyard where I buried all these radials. Still got RF in the shack. Well, HKV has used one of these since he was a kid. I don't know how many of them he's had on, but he's on a new one now. But he told me put an 8-foot copper ground rod in the ground and take them radials up. And I did, and it stopped my RF problem, and I'm still making good contacts with it. I'm not saying that works for everybody, but it worked for me. Like I said before, this hobby, I'm giving advice, I'm giving suggestions, but I'm not telling anybody you have to do anything I say. A lot of guys in this hobby think differently on that, but I try to help people what I can with this, and I'm not going to lie to you, my antenna farm will make the experts' heads explode, but we'll see what we can figure out with this. So I'm going to pause this a second and put my camera on my pass-through and then pause it again, and we're going to go outside, and I'll leave Ham Radio Cat here in the shack. Aaron, old buddy, he's hanging out with me today. All right, I'm going to pause this a second, people. Okay, this is my pass-through, and I've got them all noted, what is what, and that's what I made to come through the wall of my house. I know MFJ sells them things, but the way my windows were configured, it would have been way down at the bottom and hard to get to. All right, so now we're going to go outside, and I'll update you as I check things. Okay, this is the outside of my pass-through. It looks rough, been up a long time, but it works. Also got a ground wire coming down here to a ground rod. So we're going to take that loose and do some ohms checking, and I'll let you know in just a minute. Okay, I've checked the adapter itself going through the wall. And one thing I always mention when I was troubleshooting electric work, I start at one end and work my way to the other, usually the source or the end, so you can eliminate behind you as you go. That way you don't have a get in the middle and pick the wrong direction to go and you still can't figure your problem out. My connector through the wall is good. I just checked my coax. On this end, I'm still showing some resistance. So I'm gonna hook it on the other end. Let's check this piece of coax out, and I'll tell you the results in just a second. Okay, my coax is checking good. I'm gonna check the antenna now. Check the barrel connector I've got screwed into it, see if that might be the problem, and get back with you. One thing, I may have to wiggle that coax around. I know a DLX had an issue with coax one time. It checked good, and next time you moved it, had a bad spot in it. So we'll see what else we can figure out. We'll walk out here and I'll show you the base of this antenna, how I've got it set up. The reason I've got it set up this way is kind of a joke between HKV and DLX and myself. If you put your coax on the ground long enough, the grass will grow over where you can mow. Well, mine ain't been on the ground long enough to mow, so I'm having to freak mine where I can take it loose. And right now, I've got a pigtail put on the end of this antenna with a barrel connector where I can take the coax loose. So let me do some checking here and I'll get back with you. Well, we got to be either a bad pigtail connector or I've got something going on with the antenna. I'm going to stop this video here and I will splice the results on the end of it. But I'm going to have to be taking this antenna down, put it on some sawhorses, and see what I can figure out what's wrong with it. But we got it narrowed down. We don't have a coax issue. Problem is right here at the antenna, so we'll take it down, see what we come up with. Like I say, I'll splice the video right next to this, and so you may have a little blip when it starts up, but I don't know how long this camera will stay on if I don't be using it. So if I'm not using it, so I'm gonna turn it off for right now. KB5 MIQ, big boy. Part 2 will be spliced on the end of this. Boy, KB5 MIQ, big boy. Got the antenna problem figured out, and I made a couple mistakes. One, when I checked my pigtail, it checked good, but when you screwed something on it, sometimes I had to really mess with it to make it show a short, but it would show a short if you turned it just right. So got a new pigtail. Hooked everything up, still had a short. Then I realized this is where a multimeter comes in handy. This is where I realized what I had done. I had this antenna down, had another antenna project going, need a U-bolt for, so I took one off of it. Put another U-bolt on, too big. I'm gonna flip this camera around. We can tell or not, but right there it was contacting the antenna. And you see the antenna is isolated going through the mount. So I had a dead short right there. So, go show, it's easy to make a mistake. Having a multimeter is a real good way to check things out. I'm gonna stop this. When I get it up, go into an SWR check, be 3 videos spliced together here, and give you the results of it. But Hope this helps somebody. I'll be back in a little bit. KB5 MIQ, big boy. All right, everybody. KB5 MIQ, big boy. On antenna repair on Easter Sunday. This will be the tail end of the 3 videos I'm fixing to post together here. Got the Hustler back going again. Just run SWR check on 10, 15, 20, 40, and 80. And it's tunable. Good SWR on 10, 15, and 40. A 20 was a tad bit high, but it tuned fine. And 75, 80 was a little high, but I just checked it on one frequency. I didn't exactly see where it was at. This is where one of those nano VNAs would come in handy, so I run it and see exactly where the resident frequency is. But I don't use it on 75, 80 anyway. 40 and 20 is the only 2 bands I really use that thing on right now. But I do have it where I can use it, and that's the main thing. The antenna, like I said, it's fairly old. I probably had it 15, 20 years, and it's easy to make a mistake. It really is. The thing about the DLX, HKV, and myself have always tried to promote in this hobby is that you can get by on a budget. Now, if you've got the money to hire somebody to do your antennas and everything, that's great. If you got the money to really invest in a lot of, HELACs and fancy antennas and towers and lightning protection, that's great. I'm not saying don't do that by no means, but I don't want to see anybody stay out of this hobby because they think there's some financial restrictions to keep them out of it. You can get by and work the whole world real easy with just wire and a coax and a push-up pole or a ground-mounted vertical. The Hustler 4, 5, 6BTV series is a good one to use. Like I said, you'll have to use it to your application. Like I said earlier, Hustler says there can be used ground-mounted with or without radials. And previous experience, I put radials on. They didn't really help mine. Putting an 8-foot copper ground rod in the ground and clamping it with the pole all together at the same time does help. Does get the RF out of mine, and I think it makes it perform a little better. Anyway, I appreciate everybody who subscribed to the channel. We hit 227 subscribers. I know this is kind of a low budget channel, but we try to do the hobby on a budget. Main trading company, Paris, Texas. Having another of their sidewalk sales next Saturday, the 2nd Saturday of April, 7 to noon. They started that back up with COVID shutdown, shutting Hamfest and stuff down. Good place to go, good store to deal with, and they really support the hobby in our area. Hey, Ham Radio Cat. Social media posts, pages, Ham Radio Flea Market Trading Posts, Amateur Radio Elmer's, Ham Radio International, any of them. Cowtown Amateur Radio Club, Dallas Amateur Radio, any of those are good pages to get information on. Like I said, my call sign's KB5MIQ. My contact info is on my QRZ page. Feel free to send me an email. Just put something in the subject matter, your call or my call or something, so I get your attention, get my attention, because I get a lot of spam email. So, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday nights. Hey, Ham Radio Cat. Aaron, he come back on me, buddy. That's my #1 fan that watches all my videos with his dad, mom and dad. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, around 7:30 Central Standard Time and at 28,450 or somewhere close by if somebody's already on frequency. WD5 HKV, W5 DLX, and myself hold our little nightly roundtable. The bands are starting to stay open. We get a few check-ins every now and then, and we really look forward to people checking in with us. Thanks for everybody who subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're doing this to support the hobby. KB5MIQ, big boy. 73, and everybody have a great week.